Okay, so for the start of 2019, I was like, I could do a really glam makeup look. I could, and my hair's just playing me. New Year, same hot mess. Welcome to my channel. So I thought, you know what, I could do a super glam makeup look. However, I just wanted to switch it up. It's a new year, it's a fresh start, so I thought, you know, why not just do a natural, fresh, glowing makeup look. This look is super easy. I could do this in 5 to 10 minutes. I do show you certain steps that you can take to make this look more natural or more dramatic, depending on what you like. Before we get started with today's video, I just want to mention that I am doing a giveaway on my channel. I will have that video linked down below. It will be open till January 7th, so there is still time to enter, and I will be using a website to randomly choose a winner once the giveaway is closed. So make sure you enter that so you don't miss out on it. Also, if you're not following me on social media, make sure you do. I am definitely very active on Instagram. I try to post daily and I do stories and things like that, so make sure you check that out. And I like to keep my intros relatively short, so if you're interested in seeing how I got this natural glowy makeup look, then just keep watching. I'm gonna start off with my skin today. I'm gonna keep it relatively light, however I still want to feel like I'm being put together, so I want to show you guys my favorite way just to do a natural glowy quick makeup look. I'm just gonna start with priming my face with my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. This is in the So Chill Coconut one. I love this spray. It's also really good for me during winter because my skin tends to get more on the dry side, and this definitely helps to keep more moisture in my skin. So I just really want to focus on the complexion in today's kind of foundation routine, if that's what you want to call it. I won't be putting on any foundation. I'm mostly going to be working with concealers and powders. So my areas of concern when I'm doing my makeup are definitely my under eyes. As you can tell, I look like I'm exhausted. That's because 99% of the time I am. I definitely want to go in and cover up my under eyes. Also, I just have some redness around my nose, and then I just have a problem area on my forehead. So I just want to go in and conceal the things that I kind of want to just erase and brighten up. I will be using two different concealers today. One is going to help brighten up my under eye. That will be my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. The concealer that I will be using around the rest of my face is going to be my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Concealer. This is about a shade or two darker than the Tarte Shape Tape, so I don't want to be using that Tarte Shape Tape Concealer all over my face because this is lighter than my skin tone and I want to use this to brighten up areas. If I were to go and put that on any of my blemishes or around my nose, it's going to brighten those areas as well, which is going to bring attention to those areas, which is what I'm trying not to do. Take a shot every time I just said area. So I'm using this concealer on the rest of my face where I kind of want to conceal things because it is closer to my skin tone. To blend in the concealer under my eyes, I will be using my JH08 brush from the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill brush collection. I like using this when I'm going in and trying to conceal very specific areas because it is smaller, so I feel like I have more control over my product, and I'm just going to work on tapping this into the skin to build coverage. Then for the rest of my face, where I'm going to be going in with the L'Oreal Pro Glow, I can never say that correctly, it always gets my tongue tied, but I'm going to be going in with this concealer with my Stands Out Beauty Sponge. This sponge has more of a broad area on it. Oh, it also looks like it has some glitter on it. I can go in and just really blend out the rest of this concealer very quickly. I was going to use this for the under eye area, however, I really wanted to focus on keeping that very precise in that area, so that's why I like to use this concealer brush. But I'm just going to go in and put some of this on my forehead right here, just around the corners of my nose, and then sometimes I put it on the center of my cheeks. I'm gonna skip that today just because I want to keep this lighter. I do have a little bit of rosacea. It used to be really, really bad, and it has actually improved a lot, which I'm so grateful for. And sometimes I occasionally have some breakouts on my chin, but even though I could put concealer there, I just don't feel like it today. I want to try and keep this look very light, so that is why I am just putting this exactly where I need it so that I don't get carried away, because I do that a lot. I tend to just go in when I'm doing my makeup. So I'm just gonna blend this in. This sponge is dry. I prefer using this sponge. Wet or dry, honestly, I actually don't have a preference. I just use it dry most of the time because your girl's lazy and I don't feel like going to get up and wet my sponge in the middle of doing my makeup or when I'm filming. So just a heads up, this is the only sponge that I like to use dry. It is really good and it's specifically formulated to be used wet or dry. So I'm just gonna blend this in. Alright, so now I'm just going to pick up a little bit of my Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Glow in the shade Perla. I love using this liquid highlighter because it is very lightweight, so it doesn't feel heavy on the skin, and it also blends out very, very nicely. I'm just going to focus this on my cheekbones today. I just want to enhance the glow and make it look like I'm glowing from within. So I'm just going to go in, put some of this on the back of my hand here, and then I am going to just tap it onto my cheekbones. As you can see, that just adds a very beautiful glow to the skin. It looks like I'm just glowing within. You can't even really tell that I put anything on my cheekbones or the top of my cheekbones. Yeah. You can also connect this kind of up to the brow bone here, and sometimes even like a little bit above the brow, just because that area is normally where the sun hits on your face, where it looks a little bit more highlighted. So I'm just gonna go and take whatever is left over on my hand and just put it in those areas, because this stuff is worth its weight in gold and I'm not trying to waste it. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in and set those areas where I put those products. I'm not gonna be doing this to add any extra coverage. I just wanna make sure that because they were cream products, they stay in place all day and that they don't crease or anything like that. So for my under eye, I always reach for my RCMA No Color Powder. I do have the Airspun Translucent Powder, however, I'm not the biggest fan of it, and I feel like it almost kind of dries my skin out a little bit more than this RCMA No Color Powder. I keep it in my Laura Mercier container. I have tried the Laura Mercier powder before and I do like it. However, I don't like it for winter because it is definitely more of a dry powder and I don't like the price point, so I just have not bought it again. When you purchase it, it comes in this container and it's about $40, I think, where my RCMA No Color Powder comes with the same amount of product, if not more, for $12. So just to let you guys know, you can purchase this powder online and I would definitely recommend it because it's like a high-end quality product while still having the price point of a drugstore product. I'm just going to go in and set my face with this. So I'm going to focus this on my under eye, and then I'm very lightly just going to dust it over my forehead and my nose area, just so that when I go in with bronzer later, nothing sticks to that concealer and looks patchy. I just want everything to look very nice and blended and flawless. So I'm just picking up my JH07 brush. I love using this brush for the under eye area. I am just going to dip into my RCMA No Color Powder, tap off the excess because I don't want to pack too much product on, and then I'm just going to go in with this concealer brush once again and just very lightly tap out under my under eye here, just in case that concealer settled into any fine lines. And then I'm just going to go in and just tap this under my under eye right here. I'm not going and swiping it around because that can move the concealer around, and like I said, I just want to make sure everything stays in place and doesn't crease. And then because we took that concealer onto the lid to prime as well, I'm just going to just set my lid with that powder. And then just taking my large powder brush, this is the JH01 from the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe brush set. I'm just going to dip into my Bare Minerals Bare Pro powder and just very lightly just tap this onto the center of my face. This is just going to help to mattify that T-zone area because I do get a little bit oily in those areas, and then also just to help to set the rest of the face so that when I go in with bronzer next, once again, nothing looks patchy because that's never cute. For bronzer today, we're going to keep it light. I will be using my Girl On Terracotta bronzer. Like I said in my last video, if you saw it, I talked about how much I love using this bronzer in winter just because I am very fair and I feel like I can build this up while still looking like I have a glow going. So I am just going to take my JH02 brush. This is my favorite bronzer brush at the moment, and I am just going to focus this on the perimeters of my face just to warm my face up and give me some definition, a little bit of warmth. I feel very pale. I feel like bronzer is one of those steps that just helps you look more healthy and more awake and just ready to go. So I'm just going to build this up until I feel like I need to stop. I'm just going to put this right onto my cheeks here, also onto my temple and my forehead area. I'm keeping this on the very perimeter. I'm not bringing it in like that at all. Sometimes I notice when I go in with bronzer a little bit crazy, I need to go in and blend it out because I kind of just put it all in that general area, which kind of just, I feel like, makes me look a little angry. So I'm really just focusing on keeping this to the perimeters of my face. I am going to skip blush today, but I'm just going to put on some highlighter to set that Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Glow that I put on earlier. I will be picking up my JH09 brush and then my Laura Geller Gilded Honey Highlight just to set that area and add a little bit more of a glow to today's look. And once again, I'm just going to focus on putting this product right on top of my cheekbones and then slightly collecting it, slightly connecting it to that brow bone and above that brow area right there. I could really go in and load up on this highlighter. This stuff is absolutely amazing. I was gonna say absolutely and actually at the same time. Apparently my brain doesn't want to work in 2019. Just let's give me a couple days to adjust here. I could really go in and build up this highlighter. That's one thing I love about this specific highlighter is that it is sheer. However, you can really go in and build it up. It builds up very nicely and it works very well with some kind of mist or setting spray on your face before you apply it because that just helps to make it look more foiled. So I definitely like doing that when I'm going for more of a dramatic highlight. Now I'm going to step away from the face just because if I let myself keep going, I'll end up with a full face of makeup on. I'm not doing that today. So I'm just going to very quickly fill in my brows. I'm not going to carve them or sculpt them out or anything like that. I just want to give them a little bit more shape. So I'm just going to be using my Benefit Goof Proof brow pencil. I would really like to use my Precisely My brow pencil, which is just a very fine tip brow pencil. However, I don't have mine. I ran out of mine. So I will be using this Goof Proof brow pencil. It is still great. However, the tip is just a little bit larger, which is fine. But sometimes I feel like I can get carried away with this pencil. So I'm really just going to focus on just building some shape in my brows. Okay, so now we're just going to move on to the eyes. I'm going to keep it very simple for today's eye look because I know not everybody wants to go in and do a full-on glam smoky eye. I'm just going to dip into my Soft Glam palette by Anastasia. I'm going to go right in with the shade Sienna. I'm going to focus this in my crease and then I'm slowly going to blend it up towards my transition area. I'm going to make sure that when I start blending it up that there's little to no product left on the brush because this is a darker shade. I don't want to bring it past that crease area. I just want to focus on adding some definition into that crease area. So now I am going to switch palettes and I am going to pick up my Anastasia palette and taking this shade right here, Cinder, I am going to use my ring finger just to pat that all over my lid. I just want to add some shimmer to kind of just go with the glowy skin that we have going today and just kind of the overall natural glowy makeup look. As you can see, this is a very pigmented shadow. This is definitely more of a foiled shadow. I am just going to go in and start to pat this on, bringing it right to that crease but not taking it past that crease. I love using my finger with shades like this because as you can see I just got that shadow on very quickly but it still keeps a lot of the pigmentation. If you're not going to be using your finger with shades like these, I would definitely recommend using a synthetic brush. For example, I have my Morphe M224. I usually use this for concealer with cut creases, but you can see those bristles are synthetic so it helps to pick up those shades. I also have the JH41 brush, which is more of a synthetic brush that I like to use, and then lastly I have this Morphe M205. So these are definitely three of my favorite synthetic brushes for all over lid shades. Okay, so now I'm going to be putting on mascara. I'm also going to be putting on lashes today just for the purpose of today's video. However, you can obviously totally skip the lashes. For mascara today, I will be using my NARS Climax mascara. Surprise, surprise, what's new? I think I've used this in like the past month worth of videos that I've been doing just because this is the only mascara I've been using because I've just loved it so much. I am just going to make sure that I'm getting all the way from the root of my eyelash to the end and then just wiggling as I apply it, I guess that's how you could say it, as I just go throughout the lash just to make sure that I'm getting a good amount of mascara onto them while also kind of separating them so that they don't clump together. For lashes today, I will be using one of my all-time favorite pair of lashes. These are the Ardell Wispy lashes. I absolutely love these. I got a double pack of them. I already cut one of them. These are just a great natural wispy lash. They do add some drama and you can double them up to make them a bit more dramatic. I'm just going to pop these on and then we will continue on with the rest of the eye. So then after I have lashes on, I do like to go in with a lash curler. I am just going to make sure that I am combining the natural lashes with my false lashes and then just pinching them together so that they not only sit better on my lash line, but also so that they're curled and sitting a little bit more upwards. Definitely be careful when you are doing this. Make sure the lash band is dry because this can move the lashes, which is just so annoying. I know there's been times where I have lashes on and then I curl them and I have to go in and do it again because they moved. So just make sure that the lash glue is dry before going in and curling them. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with some white liner and put this onto my lower lash line. You can use black liner, brown liner, or white liner. I am just going to be using white liner today just because it's going to help to open up my eyes a bit more. I would love to go in with some brown liner, but I'm challenging myself to keep this on the natural side, and brown liner is just going to go in and define the eyes a bit more. I will be using my Morphe eyeliner in the shade Coconut. So you can see, just comparing the two sides, this side definitely looks more bright and more open, and I feel like I look a little bit more awake compared to this side is just a little bit less bright. Now this step is totally optional, however, I'm just going to go back in with a little bit of that sienna shade and just use it under my lash line or my lower lash line there. This is just going to help to add a little bit more definition to that area without taking away from that openness. I don't even know what to call it, but you guys know what I mean. So I'm just going to go in with the same brush. This is just my JH33 brush, and I'm just going to slightly buff a little bit of that onto my lower lash line. Alright, and then just dipping into my Sultry palette again, I'm going to take the shade Pearl, which is this shade right here, and I'm just going to put it into my inner corner and onto my brow bone. I'm just going to be using my JH39 brush to apply that. I'm going to be using my Maybelline 920 Nude Lust lipstick today. This is just a beautiful nude shade. And then over top of that, I'm just going to go in with a little bit of my Dior Lip Maximizer Nude Lip Gloss. Alright you guys, so this completes today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's look. If you did, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what kinds of videos or looks you would like to see from me next, or if there are any specific palettes or colors you would like me to use. Also, if you're new here, do not forget to subscribe on your way out. And my giveaway is open for about another week. It will be closing on January 7th, so if you have not entered that, I will have the link to that video down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one.